I'm Tracy, Grief Support Manager at FAIRHOPE Hospice and Palliative Care. And in our grief department, we work with children, teens, and adults, and we work and support them as they are grieving the loss of a loved one. And I want to share with you today some things that we hear over and over again. As we talk with folks, we often go back to that moment when they found out that their loved one died. And as we're talking, we can see physical changes in their body. And when we ask them what's going on, they'll say to us, I feel sick. I can't breathe. My heart is racing. I want to talk about that today because what happens when you think about the death of a loved one and you find out at that moment, you trigger a part of your body that has to do with flight, fright, and fear. And I'm going to kind of give you an explanation that is an adaptation from the National Institute for Trauma and Loss in Children. Now, in working with folks, we've taken their concept, but we've made it into our own by adding some elements that work for people of all ages. So let me walk through what happens. So when you find out that a loved one has died, whether it was an expected death or an unexpected death, you're going to feel it in your body someplace. You might feel it in your stomach. That pit feeling in your stomach, the butterflies, your breathing may change, your heart rate may speed up. You're going to feel that some way. That happens in the inside part of your brain. And that's called the amygdala, but we call this in our world here, bossy brain. It's the inside part of your brain that's connected to your brainstem and then back to your spinal cord. And when this starts to fire up, you're going to feel all those emotions in your stomach or in your heart or in your breathing. And so when that happens, the other part of your brain, here I call it your school brain, your thinking brain, that doesn't work so well. So if you think back to when you found out that a loved one died or you watched a child find out that a loved one died, you're going to see changes in their body. You're going to try to talk to them and they're not going to really respond the way that you want. It's because this part of the brain quits working. Because this part, the interior part, the bossy brain, doesn't let thinking brain, school brain work. And also what happens is when this really gets bossy, your body starts to sweat and you're not sure what to do with those moments. So I got a couple suggestions for you when bossy brain is being bossy. Number one, touch something cold. I know that sounds crazy, but as your body is heating up and bossy brain is being bossy, if you touch something cold, two things are going to happen. One, you're going to end up taking a breath. When you take that breath, it causes bossy brain to slow down and thinking brain, school brain, your reasoning side starts to kick in and you can kind of assess what's going on around you. So to hold on to something cold, grab a hold of a cold bottle of water. Grab a hold of an ice pack. And this one I know sounds silly, but when you try it, it really works. Or you can take a hold of an ice cube and let it melt in your hand. And when it melts in your hand, you're going to find bossy brain is not moving like this, it's calming down. You're going to begin to breathe more, and you're going to be able to think about what's going on around you. Now, I also have to tell you about bossy brain. Bossy brain is very tricky because it has a long, long memory. So what that means for grievers is that if you remember when you found out your loved one died and you know you felt it in your stomach, as soon as your stomach feels that way, at any moment, it has nothing to do with a loved one's death. As soon as your stomach feels that way, bossy brain is going to kick in and make you think about your loved one's death. I know, it really is confusing. And so what we like to let people know is when those moments happen, when you feel your heart racing and you think about your loved one's death, it's not because you're losing it, you're crazy. It's because bossy brain is being bossy. In those moments, try to get a hold of something cold. Or if you don't have access to something cold, try to do something that's going to be able to get your hands to move. That will help your body to calm down. If you are working with somebody who feels that they have to have a lot of physical movement, I'll tell you one thing that really works well, basketball dribbling. That will help out too, all right? So we want you to know that those reactions that you feel in your body, those are normal reactions. I hope that we've given you a few suggestions today that are going to help you work through that. And here at FAIRHOPE, we do believe in celebrating life. Thank you.